Good morning.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Maximus Black.
And I'm tired.
And we're bringing you guys a normal game sent in by the fans on our replays.
Yes, this was a...
Lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com.
Yep.
Send them in.
It's not a place, but it is an address that you can send it to.
Yep. Adam?
Yes?
Hit me up with...
I'm scared of what you're about to ask me right now.
Liquid... that... Just hit me with a noise. Thanks. I'm gonna leave it to you. That's your job. I actually suck at just coming up with
stuff off the
top that I think you could maybe pull off, but sure.
Yeah.
All right, starting up here in the top left position, we have SoLiquid, and down bottom here we have DOS. Old school.
Old school.
Yeah.
All the way.
All the way DOS.
All the way DOS. Like command line. I want to play Wolfenstein 3D, so I'm gonna put in a couple of backslashes and run.
Speaking of DOS,
what?
Well, man, if SOPA gets passed, it looks like the states might be going back to DOS days.
Absolutely. Get out your CRT monitors and your Windows 3.1.
Yup.
You're going back to the dark ages.
Do you remember my old compact computer?
Absolutely.
It was straight up just a monitor, but it had a CD drive in it.
Yep.
And it was ran on DOS.
110%.
You actually, like when it booted up, you had to type in things, like there was no desktop.
Like run,
yeah,
whatever software.exe,
yeah,
and all that wonderful business. Yeah, no, I 110%. And this effing game,
oh my,
DOS, I swear, demoted me to Diamond. Oh, I was just talking random stuff. DOS being way too talkative right now.
Because it knew I was playing LOL.
League of Legends, and it wanted me back. Starcraft, well known for drawing people back into its grasp.
Yeah, Blizzard's crazy. You gotta watch out for Blizzard. You play a different game, they will demote you.
Absolutely.
Make you come back and spend all of your monies.
They watch you when you sleep.
That's right. So this is just a regular ass game. It looks like we're gonna have some weird Forge fast expand,
I guess.
It looks like he's saving up for the minerals for the Nexus now. There it is. I don't agree with getting the gas first. Definitely should be getting out the pylon and then, you know, like a 14. Some people prefer to get a 12 forge, but I say 14 forge, getting out one more. When you're on 15, then you cut probes, you grab your Nexus, your gateway, and your cannon, and then you start probing up again.
Then you worry about probes, then you worry about your gas, and then you worry about doing anything but building zealots and cannons.
What the problem is if a Zerg, and a lot of the time as they do it on this map, they will rush you. Yep. And if you do not have a cannon up, if you waste minerals such as an simulator, because
you are in trouble.
You guys have to start thinking, if you get in a simulator now, sure, you're going to have this gas. He's 140 gas, but he has no Cybernex core, which means he can't get any... He doesn't have a gateway, which means you can't get any stalkers, which means you can't get a Twilight Council, which means you... What's the gas sitting there for at this point in the game?
Absolutely
So you really
got
to think, what do I need right now? And right now you need defense because you're leaving yourself so wide open against the Zerg. So this is an automatic problem. Also, he supply blocked himself there for a minute. What I like to do now is when I do my Forge Fast Expand, I like to get out +1, grab 4 Zealots, and deny any third or apply some sort of pressure on the Zerg. Because a lot of time is, if you do a Fast Expand, a Zerg will either Nidus you, or they will go ahead and expand on top of your expand, and then they'll have 3 base. Oh, or they'll go ahead and drop down a proxy hatch.
Or they'll go ahead and throw a proxy hatch all up in your base.
Yep.
Quite frequently, the other scenario is they'll run up there and notice that you only have the one cannon, and then that you're just basically, they'll scout you with a couple of Zerglings, kind of like we're doing here, but he's also getting some damage done.
Yeah,
they'll go straight to roaches, and they'll come up with roaches, and if you're not prepared and you're just basically running the economics game, you will get rolled badly. But right now, he's got more than that to worry about. He's got a hatchery in his main, and it looks like right now we have the Roach Warren just finishing here for DOS, and he's getting ready for a good old-fashioned proxy hatch, but there are cannons going down, and so he's going to have to be very wary of that indeed.
Wow, these two Lings are definitely putting in the work. He needs the micro. There we go. Look at that, forcing a bunch of probes off the line. They also got a couple of kills. Let me see. I can't pick them because they're so damn fast. There we go. 4 kills on that one Zergling, so... You know, that's damage in itself, and making sure those probes keep going back and forth. Also forced to cancel.
Yep.
This is really, really good.
Absolutely, it's good.
Though. This hatchery's gonna be in trouble.
There does need to be some reinforcements here for DOS. At this point, he really should have brought up a couple more units here because these two Zerglings are not going to be able to deny these cannons, which will deny basically anything coming out of that hatchery of any importance. He might try and get out a roach or something. He is building one roach right now, but that's not
going to do anything.
That's not going to do anything.
He's just cut his losses.
Yep.
Basically, it's a fair trade at this point. He's made it so he had to build a pylon, 2 cannon, take probes off the line. He's definitely done the damage, sacrificing that 300 minerals for that hatchery and that one drone. Really not a big deal, but the moment you start shitting out a queen and some roaches, then you start piling on some debt. And then you start taking your little advantage, or at least keeping things on par, and you're throwing it all away.
And he's definitely just brought himself past that break-even point, it seems, or just below, I should say. Losing that queen, losing those 2 roaches, and building more. Not going to do anything for you at this point, and you should definitely realize that those broodlings are going to do a fair amount of damage to that cannon, and those 2 roaches might be able to clear out one of them unless he runs around in circles.
Yeah, what I would have much rather have seen him do is build these roaches down here and then attack the front. You know, start hitting the Cybernetics core. All he has is what, 1 zealot?
He's got 1 zealot,
pylon,
1 cannon, and only 2 pylons powering that entire front wall.
A lot of minerals were pumped here, but now even more minerals were pumped from these roaches and queens and hatcheries and drone sacrifice. Not good.
And that was what I was talking about just briefly before. There was only that 1 cannon there, and those roaches, if coming in right now like this right here, is still enough to do a lot of damage. And if he had just focused earlier, this attack could have come earlier, and he probably could have won the game immediately.
Yeah, he actually would have won the game. This is just too much of a big investment for a Protoss that's doing a Forge Fast Expand. At this point, at 9 minutes in, Protoss should have at least 3-4 gateways. This should almost be or done warp gate research, but just so much time and effort was put into defending, which is exactly what DOS wanted.
And holy cannons.
But then Windows was created, and all of a sudden we had an issue.
That was more than just an issue. Stuff. We had Stephen Ballmer yelling at us and sweating profusely on screen, telling us it was the greatest invention since the dawn of time.
Yep.
You know what else is going to be worrying for DOS right now? The amount of cannons that are being built.
Yeah.
This is insane. He's going all for the static defense, and as sad as it is, it might actually work. There are banelings being made right now. He's got lots of roaches and lings, but that's not going to be enough to deal with those cannons, I'm afraid, especially with that 1 or 2 sentries out there. There's a couple of force field placements.
I think I might have a small aneurysm if he supply blocks himself one more time. It is absolutely crucial that he does not get supply blocked. And look at that. The forge goes down, but these cannons
lots of cannons still there.
He needs to back these lings off and start hitting. Oh, beautiful force fields.
Oh, wonderful force fields, and only 1 cannon going down there in that fight. 1 roach was able to get rid of
one
it.
Of the pylons. There's only 1 other pylon here. Is he going to be able to take all this down?
It's going to be very close. The range is definitely enough on those roaches to get rid of it, and he will, and they are all unpowered at this point, and he is bringing in reinforcements, but he has a lot of money to work with, but no structures to build
with. He
with.
To get rid of this pylon right now, and it's exactly what he's doing, but he only has 3 roaches attacking this pylon.
Come on,
he
guy.
needs to get these other roaches. Is it going to finish in time? It's going to be close, getting off a couple of shots. Oh, wow, but look at all of these pylons. Look at this micro and his macro right now. This is just too many pylons.
Oh, look at all the cannons.
Oh, my God. Great defense.
No. He is
great defense.
Well, I'm not going to call it great, but I'm just going to call it throw money at everything until it works, and look, it did work.
Wow.
I'm almost depressed that just worked. Because all he did was literally just throw random cannons and pylons around until the enemy died. Which, even though it works, it's kind of depressing that it actually worked. That shouldn't work. But it did.
I find it depressing that he just kind of left the game right there and then.
He had his expansion
I guess he went all in. He wasn't building any drones. He basically
he could have definitely stayed.
Yeah, well, he probably would have lost in the long run. There was a 2 base, 36 probes, 23. But at the same time, he's probably just pissed.
Oh, absolutely.
There's all his cannons.
I'd be too if I walked up there and the guy was just building random cannons and pylons and it was just massacring my army. I'd be pretty ticked too.
Yep.
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been LAGTV coming to you from the final Cal Canuckville, Canada. It's been another regular-ass game sent to us by you, the fans. Man, I need sleep like you wouldn't believe.
Sleep. But you know what? That was a fun game. So
absolutely.
I'm happy we cast that
I am very happy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are down in the States, blow the dust off that monitor. Bring out that old yellowed plastic mice that you've got, or most even.
Nice.
Get ready. Warm up that hand. Because you're only going to be able to use MS Paint here pretty soon.
Oh, sour. Well, maybe that's even copyright. Sourboat drawing that stick figure. That's copywritten.
It's probably even stick figures at this point will fall under sofa. Oh, that happens tomorrow. As of this recording, we're going to find out tomorrow.
You never know. By the time this comes out, hopefully we'll have the good news that this SOPA BS did not happen because it's absolutely ridiculous.
God bless America.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Great.